There are few places on the American coast more beautiful than the Palos Verdes Peninsula. From the tops of the terraced hillsides, down the rugged cliffs to the shimmering Pacific Ocean below, the magnificent natural beauty of the land captures our senses and imagination and gives this jewel of the California coast its unique character. The undeveloped 1,500 acres in Portuguese Bend make up the last remaining large area of open space between the Santa Monica Mountains and Orange County. But now, this land is threatened by imminent development. The city of Rancho Palos Verdes was founded in order to stem the tide of development from Los Angeles. In keeping with this community ideal, we can still save Portuguese Bend.
The basic issue for the city was local control, and the local people were very concerned about open space. It's so important now that we have this opportunity to take this lovely piece of land and preserve it so everybody can enjoy it. You know, the red-tailed hawks hunt in this canyon every morning and quite often in the evening. And what a joy to be able to see things like that. We came together that many years ago to create the city, and it's my fervent hope that we can all come together again. It's so important to create this open space, which is what everybody back then would have hoped for.
As the suburban sprawl in Southern California has continued over the years, the peninsula's commitment to open space preservation has remained strong, leading to the founding of the Palos Verdes Peninsula Land Conservancy in 1988.
About 16 years ago, Barb and I were walking on this trail. We just found out that this area that we love to hike in was actually subject to development. And we decided and joined with a number of people in our community to actually try to figure out a way of preserving this. So we created the Palos Verdes Peninsula Land Conservancy to basically preserve this open space.
The Land Conservancy's vision since its founding has been the creation of a 1,500-acre Portuguese Bend Nature Preserve. We have already protected more than 400 acres of open space by working with government agencies and private landowners. And we now have a window of opportunity to purchase the remaining privately held land. However, this land is owned by developers, and if we do not act quickly, the window will close.
This transaction for the open space, we agreed to this about 3 years ago, and we thought it was going to happen within a year. It's, drug on and on. We're getting antsy, frankly, and if this does not happen soon, I'm going to give up on it.
Working with the city of Rancho Palos Verdes, the Land Conservancy has gained significant support for the Portuguese Bend Preserve acquisition. Donations from the community will be leveraged by public funds at a 3-to-1 ratio.
If we do this right, we will have this incredible piece of 1,500 acres behind me that will be preserved. Here's the opportunity of a lifetime from a business standpoint to enhance and maintain the quality of life on this peninsula. We need to make this happen.
2 large parcels of land at opposite ends of the preserve have already been protected. The next step is to acquire the last 2 major pieces of privately held land, totaling over 600 acres. Once the private land is secured, the city of Rancho Palos Verdes will contribute the final acres of critical coastal property. Together with already protected lands, these properties will make up the 1,500-acre Portuguese Bend Nature Preserve. This large, multi-use area will provide space for numerous recreational and educational activities, habitat for native plants and endangered wildlife, and most importantly, will conserve the natural beauty of open space that sets our peninsula apart.
I originally moved here when I was 10 years old and thought I had moved to heaven. As a young kid, I used to run the hills and used to spend a lot of time in the open space because in those days we had a lot of it. And now over the 40 years, I've seen it slowly disappear. I would urge everyone to take the time to walk the hills, meander down some of the trails, to take a little time out of their day and to really drink in the beauty that we have. And it's around every little corner. There's a new design, a new composition For me as an artist, this is the character of the life we've chosen in many ways by choosing to live here.
With the threat to the land comes an equal threat to our quality of life. If we lose this critical coastal open space to development, it'll be gone forever, and this extraordinary place will become ordinary overnight.
I'm willing to give the open space environmental people, a chance to make this happen, but it's been so slow. It's been very disappointing, and it's got to happen soon, or we're going to withdraw and develop the property. I'm 66 years old, and I want this done before I die.
At this critical point, we have landowners who are willing to sell, and commitments from state and federal governments to provide over 75% of the funding. Private funding from the community must make up the difference. Our goal is to raise $6 million before the government funding evaporates and our window of opportunity closes for good.
We're so fortunate in the South Bay to enjoy wonderful assets like our theaters, our schools, our hospitals, our shops, and of course our wonderful people. But in particular, we have a very valuable, unique asset, and that is open space, an asset many people and communities do not have to enjoy. And as stewards of our community, we must be diligent about preserving this asset, for once it's gone forever, and it cannot be brought back. The Palos Verdes Peninsula Land Conservancy is working very hard to acquire, preserve, and maintain the Portuguese Bend site. And we invite our communities of the South Bay to join us in that effort and to embrace our goal to preserve this as a large, beautiful nature preserve so that we can all enjoy it, ourselves, our children, and many generations to come.
The land belongs to the future. We come and go, but the land is always here, and the people who love it and understand it are the people who own it for a little while.